Belgium is the beer country par excellence with a typically Belgian beer culture. Although a number of successful breweries were taken over by multinationals, Flanders still has some typically Flemish traditional breweries. Some of these are located in the Flemish Ardennes, more in particular in the Oudenaarde region. A true gem among them is the independent Roman Brewery. Bottles of Eename, Romy Pils or Sluber, a copper mash tun and hop boilers, a filter and a bottling machine. In the middle of the Flemish Ardennes, a real family tradition has been preserved. The history of the brewery officially started in 1545 on a small farm where a decent beer was brewed as well. The entire process was supervised by Mr. Jos Roman, the paterfamilias of the family of brewers. After 12 generations, beer brewing has more than ever become the main activity of the Roman family. The brewing tradition was passed on from father to son with a lot of love and skill through the stirring rod. Since 1972, the brewery has been led affectionately by Mr. Louis Roman. In 1930, the brewers decided to construct a brand new brewery next to the existing buildings, and since then the plant has not stopped increasing in size. The inner courtyard is completely surrounded by brewery buildings by now. Roman Brewery reached a peak just before the Second World War thanks to the sale of brown Roman Oudenaards. After the war, the brewery could use a new boost. This boost was fueled by the production of the Romy Pils low fermentation beer from 1945 onwards. Although the brewery is specialized in various kinds of beer, it started producing waters and lemonades in 1954. The greatest change came with the launch of Sluber beer. It was the first high fermentation beer produced by a Roman brewery that fermented in the bottle. The brewery experienced rapid economic growth, resulting in a succession of new beers and new techniques. Let's be honest, who hasn't heard of the Eename Abbey beers? 1990 was the year of the successful launch of the Abbey beer. It's a wonderful beer that now comes in 4 well-known varieties, namely Eename Blonde, Eename Triple, Eename Double and Eename Cuvée. In 2003, the time was right for a touch of nostalgia. The Roman Oudenaards brown beer was brewed again. It was named Adriaan Brouwer. The traditional Roman brown beer is very successful under its new name. Everyone likes to drink a beer now and then. It's not surprising then that beer is brewed with the utmost love and dedication. The brewing process involves 3 main stages. The first is the malting stage. Natural barley is processed into malt. This is followed by the actual brewing process in the brew house. Grist and water are processed into wort in these large copper mash tuns. The flour is then converted into sugar, so the actual brewing process is in fact the production of sugary wort. The flour dissolves in the brew, but not all of it. The remains or spent grains are filtered out in the filter and can be used as rich fodder. The filtered wort is led into the largest tub of the brew house. The wort is then left to boil for 1.5 hours. During the boiling process, hops are added to impart aroma and bitterness. Afterwards, the wort is centrifuged again to remove the used hop remains. The boiling wort is then cooled with cold water through a special assembly of stainless steel plates. It's cooled to 10 degrees Celsius for low fermentation beers and to 18 or 20 degrees Celsius for high fermentation beers. During the fermenting process, yeast cells are added to the sugary wort. The more sugar the wort contains, the more alcohol and carbon dioxide will be produced. The yeast itself is cultivated in the yeast propagator and checked for purity in the brewery lab. After the main fermentation, the beer is pumped into larger tanks where it's left to mature for 6 to 8 weeks. As the fermentation process continues in these tanks, the flavor of the beer will become milder until saturation is reached. In the case of Romy Pils, this process takes place in these modern cylindrical tanks. At the end of the lagering process, the beer is still turbid. The cold turbidness and the yeast cells still present in the beer have to be filtered out to obtain a clear, transparent beer. And this is the last but one step. Some 200 full barrels, or some 40,000 bottles, pass here every hour. The barrels and bottles come off the belt, and the beer is ready to be tasted and sold. As all other breweries, Roman Brewery considers quality care a priority. A testing panel regularly tries the different beers. Thanks to the automatic control system, each beer or soft drink is subject to stringent lab tests so that only the very best products are served. Roman Brewery intends to offer the consumer a quality product. In the lab, the various products are tested and examined by means of all kinds of tests. This is the result of over 460 years of family tradition, skill, and the abundance of materials that can be found in this wonderful region. A broad range of excellent thirst quenchers. Romy Pils, with its fruity odor, personality, mild bitterness, and pleasant flavor, not only quenches thirst, but is also a delight to the taste buds. An example of a nostalgic beer is Adrian Brouwer, a real brown beer from Oudenaarde, processed and refined into a classy local beer through centuries of tradition and brewing expertise. Characteristic elements are its mild and pure flavor. The brown beer that actually made Roman Brewery what it is now still occupies an important place in the product range. In 2003, the brown beer of the past was renamed Adrian Brouwer after the famous painter from Oudenaarde, Adrian Brouwer. The color, the beautiful turbidity and the citrus odor immediately betray the fact that this is a white beer. The odor of citrus fruit, coriander and other herbs immediately fill your nose. The flavor itself is a real experience as well. First a sourish flavor with lasting citrus, then a spicy hint in the aftertaste. The final destination for true beer lovers, Black Hole. A trendy, blonde, premium beer, the long neck bottle or specially printed glass of which everyone is only too happy to bring to their lips. The label is sober but stylish, a tempting beer for those who want something else for a change. These beers really live up to their name. Powerful Sluber beers with a distinctive and refined aroma and a sublime flavor. In the Enamer Abbey, the first local abbey beer was brewed by Benedictine monks. They got their ingredients from the Oudenaarde hop fields. However, the abbey was razed to the ground during the French Revolution. The abbey beer disappeared together with the monks, or so it seemed. On the occasion of an outdoor show in the abbey ruins in 1990, Roman Brewery brewed a double and triple beer named Enamer for the first time. It was a huge success. The Enamer product range was soon extended. Enamer Blonde, Enamer Double, Enamer Triple and Enamer Cuvée. If you prefer to keep it cool, you can try the Roman soft drinks. Produced on the basis of pure spring water from the Flemish Ardennes. Only extracts and juices with pure sugars are added to make lemonades. Sparkling water, mineral water, lemon, Roman tonic, orange, Pamplina, Roman Cola and Roman Cola Light. With its red lemonade Pop It, Roman Brewery has also responded to the growing demand and success of soft drinks on the basis of blood orange juice. By means of a unique packaging concept, labels in striking colors with attractive figures and matching crown caps, Roman Brewery wants to make young people curious about discovering the Pop It feeling for themselves. No pub without beer, or without a manager who knows how to serve a fresh pint of beer. Here are some golden tips to serve and present beer in the best possible way. And yes, serving a nice pint of beer starts with the storage. Always keep the bottles in a dark and dry room. The ideal serving temperature is reached by putting the bottles in the fridge at least 24 hours before serving. Be careful not to use greasy glasses and pour the bottle slowly into the glass without gurgling. To pour a thirst-quenching beer such as the Black Hole, we take a clean beer glass. We pour the beer slowly by slightly tilting the glass first and holding it upright towards the end. We ensure that there's enough froth and gently skim off the froth so as to have a good head. However, drawing beer requires even greater skill. A Romy Pils is poured in wet and pre-cooled glasses. The tap is opened quickly, the first drop falls next to the glass. We fill the glass and skim off the froth gently at an angle of 45 degrees. We hold the glass tilted at first and upright towards the end. And then it's time to taste. Cheers!